Hey guys, before we jump into this week's episode of Seeds of Music, I need to let you know that if you are listening to the audio-only podcast version of the show, you're really going to need to see the video version, because today's episode is a video tutorial on how to build your fan email list for free using Mailchimp. So basically, I am recording my computer screen and going through all the options of Mailchimp to show you how to set up your email list and get your embedded forms on your website. So it's totally visual. Just head over to seedsmusic.net and the post will be over there. If you need to search for it, just search for, the title, How to Build Your Fan Email List for Free Using Mailchimp, or you can just probably type in Mailchimp or fan email list and it will come up as well. All right, let's go. All right, welcome to this week's episode of Seeds of Music. I'm your host, Kyle Williams, and this week's episode is going to be a little different, guys. Instead of having an interview on the show, I'm going to do this little mini lesson on how to build your fan email list for free using Mailchimp and its embedded forms. So basically, I'm going to show you step by step how to create your first list and then create an embedded form, which is just a bunch of HTML code. You don't have to know how to actually code or anything. It's going to create the HTML code for you that you can copy and paste on your website to get that form set up. So a couple examples of sign up forms. These are artist examples that I pulled from a previous guest, Ross Barber, who designs WordPress-based websites for musicians, and you can see he has their mailing list. Here on this example, the mailing list is at the top. On this example, the mailing list is a little further down and to the right. But behind what you see visually here is a bunch of HTML code that looks essentially a little bit like this. Once again, you don't need to know what any of this means or does, because Mailchimp is going to automatically create all that for you, and then you just copy and paste that on your website to get that form and start capturing emails. So first question you're probably asking yourself is, well, why should I even care about building an email list of fans? Well, the reason that an email list should be important to you is because it's an extremely, extremely powerful way to build fan relationships and actually get them to support you, whether that means buying an album or buying a single, or now with the advent of Patreon, it would be becoming a patron of you. So, and the reason email is so powerful is because it's permission based. So instead of social media where I can go on there and message someone without them even asking, with email, it's like giving out your phone number. You have to give out your email address and you're giving them permission to communicate with you. And that makes that person much more receptive to what you have to say. But in the case of music, also on top of that, it indicates a higher interest that person has in your music and your message. And with that higher interest means they're more likely to support you down the road. Another thing about an email list, or emails in particular, is that people have a much stronger attention once they have an email open and they start reading it, as long as it's not insanely long, like a novel. The email itself, there's not a lot around it to distract their attention like there is on social media. I mean, the email programs have menus and stuff like that, but it's nothing compared to social media where, like say in Facebook, there's lots of pictures in the news feed and ads that are distracting their attention from what you're writing to them, when you're trying to communicate something to your fan. And the same goes with Twitter. Twitter is just full of tons of tweets and people's attention is jumping around all over the place. So email list has much stronger attention span for your fans than social media does. And because of that, and also the personal nature of an email, they're more likely to act, whether that means clicking on a link, sharing, or buying something from you. Now, this is not just like a bunch of fluff. There's a lot of research done about email lists and email marketing that backs this assertion up. Okay, people, bottom line, are more receptive and more likely to act through email than anything else, including social media. And what's interesting is that I'm finding out that some of the most successful independent artists, these are musicians who don't have major labels, they value their email list immensely over social media or anything else that they do. Particularly when I interviewed Joy Ike, we talked about this in length in the interview. The email list was her number one tool, because when she had that fan's email, she was able to communicate with them over the long term. Okay. And eventually she found that those fans that stuck with her through her email address were the fans that were buying her music, that were asking her to do a house concert. So an email list has just been indispensable for her. So now let's get into the actual creating of the list in Mailchimp. What I need you to do is go to Mailchimp.com, sign up for a free account. And once you've done that, just make sure you log in. Now the next step is we just want to create your first list. So come over and click lists. Come up here to click create list. Click create list again. And we're going to type in the list name. I'm just going to call it test. Default from email address. Just put in whatever email address you prefer. And then your name or the name of your band. Right below that, it asks you to remind people how they got on your list. This can be really, really simple. In this case, you're putting an opt-in form on your website, so you can say exactly what they say in this example below right here. You are receiving. I always spell receiving wrong. Oh my gosh, this email. Wow, I'm really bad at typing today, because you opted in at our website, at my website or at my music website or whatever. You get the gist of it. You definitely have to have that in there. Otherwise you could get spam complaints, because people might forget. They may forget. Below that, you have to include your contact information. This is required by law. If you want to know more, just click why is this necessary. They'll explain that. But as you can see, anyone who wants to know where I live just has to look at the bottom of their email address. And then we come to the bottom, notifications. This basically, they try to send, Mailchimp will send you a summary, either one by one as people subscribe to your list, unsubscribe, or they'll send you a daily summary. I prefer the daily summary just to keep my email uncluttered. So click save, and there you go. You have a brand new list. Excellent. So you have no subscribers too. So how are you going to start getting subscribers? Well, you got to create that sign up form and slap it on your website. So come over to sign up forms. Then we're going to click embedded forms, because this is what we want to do. We want to embed the form into your website. All right. Now the form I want you to use is super slim. Okay. And the reason I want you to use super slim is because the classic is for adding extra fields here. Like this is a field, email address field, first name field, last name field. Don't ask people for a lot of information up front. It makes them feel, it makes them less likely to punch in their email address, because it just kind of feels spammy, kind of feels icky, like you're like trying to scrape a bunch of data from them. And yeah, we don't need more of that in our lives. A lot of weird stuff going on in the world about data collection. So anyways, without going off on that tangent, just click on super slim. And here you go. This is the form I want you to use. It's just really simple. Just the email address and the subscribe button and a title. Right here, you want to provide some, at the most basic form, and in future videos I'm going to talk more about this. But for now, just think about something you can offer them for signing up to your email list. The most simple thing is a free track or a free piece of music that you're not offering somewhere else. Okay, maybe we give you a bonus track or a B-side or whatever. But just offer something. So you could say, sign up now for our latest single, blah, blah, blah. That'd be awesome if someone actually had a song title like that. So once you type that in, you can see it pops up right here. So you're pretty much good to go. You don't need a set form width. If you leave it blank, the form will just stretch to fit the space it's put in. If you find out that it ends up being ridiculously large, all you have to do is actually come back into here and type in the form width, and it'll recreate the HTML code, which brings me to the HTML code now. Okay, every change you make up here, it automatically generates the code that you need to put onto your website all you got to do is just left click once, right click, copy, and then run over to your website and paste it. And once you paste that, this is what's going to show up there. But like I said, if it ends up being too wide, you can just come back, punch in how many pixels wide you want it to be. See, now it's a little bit more restricted. Then you can just click that, copy, paste it on the site. But for now, I just recommend leaving that blank and using that. So that is the essentials for getting started, building your email list using Mailchimp, which is totally free, and using their free embedded form. Okay. Now here's one last piece of the puzzle that we have to put into place. Like if you're going to offer a free single track upon sign up, then we need to make sure that that goes out to your fan right after they sign up. And to do that, you need to click back up on the sign up forms button up here. It's going to bring you back to this page. Then you're going to click on General Forms. Okay. We're still under the list that you created, which mine was test. Then you're going to click on this right here, this flyout. Scroll down, click on what says Final Welcome Email. All right. Make sure that you click this button here. It says Send a Final Welcome Email. Make sure you do not miss that, because if you don't click that, it's not going to send this last one here. This is basically after they sign up, fans have to go through a process where they have to go back to the email, confirm that they signed up to the email list, and it's called double opt-in. What it basically does is it leaves an email trail saying that they actually did want to get on your email list. So if they do file a spam complaint, you can go back and say, well, you hit subscribe on my website, and then you went into the email that I sent you and confirmed your subscription. So you've probably run into this before. But this final welcome email is just the last email that you send in that series. So it's kind of goes out to them immediately once they've been confirmed and they're on your list. And this is where we want to send them the free track. So here, just click on this box here. It's just a text box. You can click edit or click on the inside. Okay, now you're inside this window to edit the content. Here's the text content here. And we're going to add some additional text just to show you how this works. So download the free track, highlight that text here, and then you're going to click on this link button, and we're going to choose to link to a file. Now we're just going to go ahead and add the file itself. You just click upload and upload the file here. Actually, I already uploaded this file here, which was actually in the sample music that comes with Windows, to be honest. And so just keep in mind there's a 10 megabyte file limit for any single file that you can upload to Mailchimp. So we're just going to click select on that. All right, and link to file. There's the file URL, and you just click insert. And now there's the link for that. Click save and close. So there you go. Once your fans have signed up to your list, they're going to see this here. There's a subscription to my list has been confirmed. Download the free track, and all they have to do is click that link to download what they asked for in the what you asked them for, or excuse me, what you offered to them in the first place to sign up for that email list. So go ahead, get out there, start building that email list, and I'll see you next week.